Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee. It's Friday. That means it's time for the Warhammer Friday show. In this video, I'll be bringing you up to date with all the news from Warhammer this week. So we'll be looking at all the articles that have been published. There's been a few new models shown and previewed for the first time, and we finally get some news on Horus Heresy, Legions Imperialis. At the end of the video, something will be getting the Star of the Week award, and someone will get Loser of the Week award too. Before we get started, I'd like to say a massive thank you to all my sponsors and supporters. I'll put links down below where you can find out more about them and some of the videos that I've been featuring about their products lately. And a big thank you to you for watching those videos and clicking on the links. Really helps them, really helps me out here on the channel too. So thank you so much for that support. Okay, let's get started then. So last Sunday we saw the Battle Forces are going to be up for pre-order tomorrow, which will be Saturday the 11th of November. And I also did a video going over the prices. If you missed that, let's have a quick recap. I got the UK and EU prices confirmed and guesstimated the other regions based on some of the previous products that have been sold by Games Workshop. I might well be a bit off on some of those other prices for the US, Australia, New Zealand, Canada and Japan, but we are confirmed for UK and EU at £140 and €180 for the Warhammer 40,000 box sets, and then guesstimating in the US we're looking at $240, Australia $390, New Zealand $460 and Canada $280, and then Japan 32,000 yen. And that's for the Warhammer 40,000 boxes. For Warhammer Age of Sigmar, a little bit cheaper at £135 in the UK, €175, and then guesstimated at $230 US dollars, $378 in Australia, $445 in New Zealand, $270 in Canada, and 31,000 yen in Japan. If you'd like to find out more about these sets, I have covered them in a few videos I'll link to at the end of this one. Let's stick with Age of Sigmar and have a look at this brand new model. This is the Abhorrent Gore Warden that was revealed for the first time. This was on Monday, 6th of November. Always nice to see something new for the Flesh Eater courts, and some really cool details on this model. That unfortunate chap at the bottom there is not having a good day. Really nice detailing on the keys. And I think it's going to be nice to have one of these larger, not so much a centerpiece model, but certainly something that's going to stand out on the tabletop. Nice bit of height here, and I think it'll fit in really well with the models that exist already. No date as yet as to when this will be out. We'll have to wait a little while, I guess, for this one. But a good model to get things started with, and always nice to see something new for Age of Sigmar. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments section down below. Really interested to hear your thoughts on this. But now let's head over to Warhammer 40,000, and there's two brand new combat patrols, starting with the first one for the Adeptus Mechanicus. In this one, you're going to get a Tech Priest Manipulus as the leader, and then he's going to be taking with him a squad of 10 Skitarii Vanguard, and 5 Taraxi Sterilizers, plus 3 Cerberus Sulphur Hounds. We're told in the article that the rules for these guys will be available as a free download closer to the release date, and the existing rules for the current Adeptus Mechanicus Combat Patrol aren't going to go anywhere either. So if you wanted to stick with those, you can certainly do that, and you'll be able to field both forces in Combat Patrol games going forward. So whether you pick them up as a box set or individual kits, you're still good to go. Here's the second Combat Patrol, this time for the Necrons, and here you're going to get 10 Necron Warriors, 3 Scorpec Destroyers, and a Canoptic Doomstalker, plus 3 Scarab Swarms, and they're going to be led by a Necron Overlord, Amenhotep. Good news as far as the rules are concerned for the Necrons. You can hit the download now button that's on the article, and that's going to take you to the Combat Patrol rules that you can get right away for free now. So that's pretty cool. Don't have to wait around for those. And it also says that both of the boxes for the Adeptus Mechanicus and the Necrons will be released alongside their codexes. So we're getting pretty close to that apparently, but again, no specific date as to when that's going to be available. Now we're on to the old world, and we saw some new rules for this last week, so that was really nice. Starting to see a lot more information coming out now, and this week you're going to get some rules for the movement phase. So if you're interested in the old world, that's a pretty interesting article. It's going to show you about formations, how they're going to move around the table. Some very nice artwork again in this real cool old school style, and I think that looks great. So yeah, they're really starting to rack up now. We've already seen the strategy phase, now we've got the movement, and it looks like next week is going to be the shooting phase. Now we're on to this week's instalment of the Rumour Engine. Add any guesses down below in the comments. I'm totally rubbish at this. I've got absolutely no idea again. Let's move on to Horus Heresy then, and here we've got Rogel Dawn. He's coming as a Joy Toy. So there we go. This is a 1/18 scaled figure of Rogel Dawn, and he's armed with the chainsword Storm's Teeth and the bolter Voice of Terror, and he's got the auric armour as well. And here you can see all the accessories there. So you've got the jump pack, you've got the different hands that you can put on there, and he's got a little stand as well. This one's actually available to pre-order right now. It started on Wednesday the 8th of November, and that'll be on the Warhammer merchandise store. And it says that if you sign up to the Warhammer merchandise store newsletter before the pre-order goes live, you would have received a voucher for 10% off the Rogel Dawn. So a little bit late, but hopefully you've seen that already before it did go live, and managed to get your 10% discount there. Let's stick with Horus Heresy for a little while, as we've got this article, which is everything you need to know about Warhammer, the Horus Heresy Legions Imperialis. This article really is just collating together everything we've seen so far for the game. It doesn't tell us everything, because a lot of us are really wanting to know when this is actually going to be released. But don't worry, there's a little bit of news coming up on that in a minute, but nothing in this particular article. So if you saw this when it went out on the 7th of November, it didn't tell you, or even give you a hint as to when the game was coming out. But then later on, we saw this one. This article is just going through the paintwork that some of the community team have been doing. This one was on the 9th of November. And if we go right to the bottom of that article and we zoom in a little bit, we do get some news on when the pre-orders are coming. So it says here that pre-orders start very, very soon. Now that normally means it'll be on Sunday. So expect this to come up on the Sunday pre-order preview. And that means you'll be able to pre-order it on Saturday the 18th of November, and then collection, I guess, would be 2-week window again. I guess it's got to be 2 weeks, right? It wouldn't be any longer than that, I wouldn't have thought. So that would mean if you're pre-ordering it on Saturday the 18th, it should be available to collect on Saturday the 8th of December. So not that long to go. Definitely a lot later than expected and probably planned though, but at least we're getting close now to an actual release date, and it should be before Christmas too. Next, we've got to look at the World Championships of Warhammer, where there's going to be another preview online. It's going to be an hour long, and it's going to be covering quite a lot of games. You can see here Warhammer 40,000, the Old World, Age of Sigmar, Underworlds, Necromunda, Horus Heresy, and Kill Team. And it's going to be Friday 17th of November, but that's 10 PM EST. But for us here in the UK, it looks like it's going to be an early one on Saturday the 18th at 3 AM. I certainly won't be getting up at 3 AM to watch that one, but I will be up early Saturday anyway, and so I'll make the video, and then you'll be able to watch that Saturday the 18th of November UK time. And so lots of reveals though. I mean, there's 7 different things to cover. Does that just mean they're going to do the usual thing of keeping like the week's reveals, saving them up until the weekend? I expect that'll be the case for some of the games, but hopefully some good reveals for some of them. Going to be interesting to see what they do with Kill Team, because it feels like those rumours are going to be true. Looks like it is going to be delayed, especially if the Legions Imperialis is this Sunday. That means Kill Team is certainly going to be a little while till that comes out. Probably after Christmas now and into the new year as predicted. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But I wonder what they are going to reveal for that. Is it going to be another Kill Team? Is it going to be another terrain set? Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. So there we go. The previews are always fun to see what's coming out. But 3 AM, that's a little bit too early for me. Now we're on to an article about Necromunda, and this was really good. I like this a lot. This is Secrets of the Ash Wastes, Part 2, More Tricky Terrain Tips from the Designer. And this is a really long article, nice insight into building, and I think they could do more of stuff like this, because it's really interesting to get some insights from the designer, and just fun. Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of like a White Dwarf article, but just a little bit longer, loads of details, the photos are great. So yeah, this is really good. I like this kind of content. We're back to Horus Heresy. It looked like it was a busy week as far as Horus Heresy was concerned. And here we've got the White Scars Stormseer console. So this is going to be the librarian for the White Scars, and that's in true Horus Heresy style. And it says this will be available to pre-order soon, maybe even as early as seeing it in the Sunday preview, this Sunday perhaps, but this will be a Forge World resin model. And then the final article to go through is the top paint picks for the Red Gobbo Surprise. And this is a really nice article going through all the paints you need if you want to paint him up in the Games Workshop Citadel colour style. So that was pretty handy. And I think that could be a really helpful one if you're looking to paint it like the artwork. Now it's time for the Star of the Week and Loser of the Week awards. And let's begin with Star of the Week. And you know what? I'm going to give it to that article on the Necromunda terrain. I think this is a really important part of the hobby that isn't covered all that much with the Games Workshop Warhammer community, and I really like it when things like this come up. So I'd like to see more of these kind of White Dwarf style articles on the Warhammer community site. I think that would be a really nice addition. Okay, Loser of the Week award. I think this is going to have to go to that Space Marines Battle Force. Now, as much as I like the Outriders and I like the ATV, I think it's fantastic. I think as far as the Battle Forces go, this is probably the most boring one. And for £140, I'm just not excited at all by it. So there we go. I'm going to give that Loser of the Week award to the Battle Force for the Space Marines. That rounds up another Warhammer Friday show. I'd love to know what you think about everything featured here, and who would you have given the Star of the Week and Loser of the Week awards to. Looking forward to reading your comments down below. And if you've had enough of Warhammer and you want to take a break, you might be interested in this video that I recently put up where I went through 10 different games that you might like to try out this Christmas instead of going for the Battle Forces, or maybe do it as well. I've based this on games that I've played and bought and have and got a lot of fun from that I think you'd enjoy as well. So hopefully you'll like that video. I'll link to it at the end of this one. The hobby's so big outside of Warhammer, it's really cool to explore some new games, so I hope you'll find that interesting. You may also like this video I did about the dwarves from Torch and Shield. Fantastic looking game, great miniatures, and the painting video where I painted this Viking Bjorn from the upcoming Gates of Nilheim, which is going to be on GameFound on the 14th of November. That's when the campaign goes live, so I'm really looking forward to that, and I'll be adding some more painting videos very soon. In Bolt Action this week, I unboxed the German Heer Army, a fantastic set, great value, and at the moment there's some brilliant deals, up to 50% off at Warlord Games. I also covered some brilliant skirmish game mats and full-size table mats from Warzone Studio. If you'd like to have a look at those, give you a real close-up look at about 13 different designs. And tomorrow I'll be unboxing a new set from Moonstone. It'll be Tumbledown Street, where we have a look at 3 awesome resin models to add to the collection. Thank you so much for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and if you did like it, it'd be great if you hit the like button, subscribe as well if you want to keep up to date, and I look forward to seeing you here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters for helping me to keep going with these regular videos. I couldn't do this without you, and I appreciate your support so much. If you'd like to join the Patreon community, support the channel, get some great perks at the same time, there's a link down below in the description. It'll be awesome to see you there.